So this is the machine that I got for my shop for making parts more round and threading. It's a 17x40 TE 3-inch spindle bore ACRA lathe. For starters, it is a 26 RPM up to 1500 RPM. For some reason, every website's different. When I got it here, I still didn't know what RPM it was going to be. They go as low as 1200 online to up to 1800 RPM online. It ended up being 1500 RPM max out. So that was good. Levers, everything is nice and tight with good indents. Some of the older machines I've used, kind of had to wonder what positions you were in. All these levers are nice and tight. One thing that really impressed me about this machine when I first took off all the wrapping and just looking at it was the paint job. Some of the stuff you read about online with Taiwan and Chinese stuff, so the paint's junk. This paint job has been immaculate. The only issues were down here, and that was from the trucker, the strap rub there, and there's one on the other far side. Nothing to do with ACRA. All the labels and everything that you read are in perfect English and actually look like English font. You can see a lot of them that you look at, it's like a cross between China and Taiwan and English, and the fonts are all goofy. This actually looks like you'd find it in America. Nobody would have, if I would never guessed in a million years that it was actually built in Taiwan for the labels. Everything is well, clear, written, and neat. Like I said, the paint job, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. No overspray anywhere that I found. Paint's nice and thick. Smooth to the finish, glossy, very, very impressive. Even the backsplash, that blue baked on stuff, feels very high quality. Not like some of the machines, you look at it and it's gonna chip. I don't think that's gonna happen with this machine. All right, moving on to spindle bore, right? And distance through headstock. The reason I went with this lathe is because of the spindle bore. This is a Remington 700 Action. You can see, don't even have to take the sights or anything off if I ever wanted to thread it. So that's a wonderful thing for me because I plan on using the true bore alignment system. I don't want to thread on a steady rest. This does have a shorter spindle bore than, distance through tailstock or headstock than like the Jet or the Inco. 34 inches from the tip of the jaws, you can see there, all the way to the end of the headstock where it comes out. Ooh. This is held in by pins. As you can see, the pins go in here. There's a nut that holds it on. I had it loose for the video. It does have a sacrificial plastic gear there. So if it crashes, it's not going to damage anything, which is nice. There is threads in here, which I think is also nice. So if you wanted to make a chamber flushing system, you had a place to screw, or, I mean, granted the headstock's pretty long, but if you wanted to put a collet out here for a spider, you could. I don't plan on doing that. If anything, I'm gonna go out the other side for that and do it through a steady rest if I can't get it to work with the true bore alignment system. 3 belts, nice high quality belts, don't look like junk. And you can see, all right, going up top here, we got a halogen work light. I'm very impressed how firm it is without tightening it up. Some of these halogen work lights that you play with, you raise them up when they fall down and they're kind of crappy. While we're talking about stuff like that, got a coolant system that goes down nice and rigid. Nice little adjustment valve on the back, turn on, shut it off. To the lathe chuck and spindle nose, D8 spindle nose, big old honking bastard. Chuck, 3-jaw chuck, I haven't put an indicator on it to see how true it is. Everything I've read, I heard, you should be less than 2-3 thou on these. If I find it's less than that, I'll definitely let you guys know. It's covered in cosmaltine, and this is, or cosmaltin, whatever you pronounce that word, and it's the thickest crap I've ever seen in my life. It was actually so stuck on here, I couldn't hardly move my tailstock. But that's good. There's no rust on the machine whatsoever. Everything looks immaculate on the waves and the beds and everything. Run out. Every knob has no more than 2 thousandths run out. It's all nice and tight. I mean, almost no slop in any of these things, including the tailstock, which is rare. I've been around some import machines, brand new from the factory out the box. They have 15 or 20 thousandths of backlash built in them. And that only compounds as you use them more. Everything's smooth, no grinding, no, I don't know, unpleasant feelings when you screw these in and out, which is nice. They kind of got like a hash mark feeling to them. I think that's to hold oil, to give it something to grip to. The ways are nice and smooth. I mean, it should be for a brand new machine. No real complaints. Pretty gall darn impressive. Comes with the follow rest, and it comes with a steady rest. And this steady rest is ginormous. My hands are 9 inches, a little over, from the tip of my thumb to my pinky. So that just shows you how big of a piece of material you can put in there. Bearings in here feel pretty high quality, so no slop in them. Some of them are just bushings in there, but this is nice high quality roller ball bearings. Since we're on to over here while we're on the table, comes with a cheap toolbox. It's a piece of crap. What do you do? It's just made to hold parts so it gets to you. A set of Allen keys that are metric. These are very high quality. I used a couple of them on another project already, and they didn't strip or feel soft. It comes with 3 wrenches. These are junk. They're good for nothing. I use one 10 millimeter and it's spread out. This 27 millimeter wrench for the tailstock is pretty high quality. No complaints there. It does come with a chuck key for your 3-jaw chuck, a wrench for your D8 spindle nose, a couple screwdrivers. The tips are pretty hard on them. I've been around some cheap screwdrivers. These look pretty legit, and they're magnetic for holding in screws. This is your tool post wrench, a Morris taper reducer, a MT4 dead center, MT5 dead center, and then a live center. Blah, can't talk tonight. Live center, I haven't even had that out. And then it also comes with a 4-jaw chuck, and this thing is freaking ginormous. Haven't even had it out of the package yet. And a wrench for the 4-jaw chuck, but that'll also work for the spindle nose. Comes with the 4-position tool post, or sorry, 8-position. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then keep going around. 8 different positions. That wrench tightens these up. All these are nice and tight. There's no real slop in it. Some machines have been in when they're new. These are nice and sloppy. These ain't tight. So remember how to do this. You grab this thing and turn it 180 degrees, and then you got metric. Kind of interesting, ain't it? So both standard and metric. Self-oiler, push the button and it oils the waves and everything for you. Yeah, overall, from looking at it, can't find any moans, groans, grumps, or complaints. I only did 2 add-ons for the lathe. One is a digital readout. They're supplied by Newall. I thought it was going to be ACRA. I'm actually more excited about the Newall than the ACRA. They installed it for me. It goes in here. They did a clean job of installing it. You can see they tied up all the wires with zip strips all the way around. They got a cover over here so it keeps everything nice and clean. And then for the bed, it goes back here, another cover. You can see all the wires and everything tied up nice and neat. So should be lots and lots of trouble-free use. So that's a quick down and dirty tour. I'm sure as I use it more, I'll have more to say about it. But yeah, so far so good. Super happy with my new girlfriend. And next video I'll do is the mill. We'll talk about that.